I think I'm live. Hello, hello, Zen friends. Welcome to Sunday's Messages of Love from Above. So happy to have you here and excited to see what messages come through today, as always. Before we begin, let's bring in some beautiful, beautiful love energy, raise our vibration. So I'll be hitting the singing bowl, excuse me, 3 times. And as we hit that, can be taking some deep breaths and just about something that you're grateful for, at least one thing in this moment, even if it's just that I'm breathing. you know, gratitude, gratitude, gratitude. That helps raise our love vibration, puts us in that space to receive messages and receive from the universe. And then as we hit the singing bowl, just imagine a beautiful, beautiful waterfall of bright, bright light falling down into us, filling up our hearts and our emotions, flowing up into our brains and our thoughts and our beliefs, into our energy, our chakras, our auric fields, and into our physical bodies, into our bloodstreams, into our joints, into our organs, and just filling us up and flowing out to the world. That will help also raise our love vibration and help raise the vibration of the planet too. Because when one of us focuses on unconditional love, it counterbalances at least 1 million people that are having lower vibration. And when we do it together, it doesn't just add on top of each other, it multiplies. So if you'd like to join me, I definitely welcome that. All right, so here we go. Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much for joining me in doing that. We'll put it over here. All right, all right, all right. Hello, everybody. So happy to see everyone. If you're new to my channel, welcome, welcome to the Zen Friends. We've got wonderful, wonderful friends here with huge hearts and great senses of humor. Two things we can definitely use in this human journey for sure. So there's always room for more Zen friends. So welcome, welcome. Quickly, how the readings work. The free readings, you just put your question out in the chat, and we move down in order, first come, first serve for those. If you don't want to put your business out there or you don't know what you want to ask Spirit, you can ask for a general reading. We'll pull 1 to 2 cards for the free readings. If anyone makes a donation, I do honor that energy exchange. I prioritize them and step out of the free readings and dive deeper, meaning we pull more cards for those too. And yeah, and then I got lost for a moment. Woo! I'm already going off into spirit. I know blah blah blah, right? all this stuff anyway. I just like to make sure people know how everything works. It's my Capricorn rising. I can't help it sometimes. All right, so that's how the donations work. And if you want to make a donation, you can use the super chat at the bottom or in the description box of the video. Do we have Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, and Square? There's no set dollar amount. Whatever you feel you want to give is from your heart is the perfect amount. I know cost of living and income varies across the world, across the country, sometimes across the room. So um, whatever you give is perfect. And then my YouTube channel members get second priority for their free readings. And we do have at least one in here. Hey, Nelia. Hello, hello. You'll see their names in green with their little badges. I think that's all we have right now. So welcome, welcome. If you're interested in becoming a YouTube channel member, I do offer 2 levels on Cricket, $2.99, Praying Mantis, $7.99. Sundays, I always come back on if I don't finish all the readings in the session. I always come back on later in the day after I spend time with my Praying Mantis session members in a session. But on Fridays and Saturdays, if I don't get to all the free readings, I always make sure at least I'm completing donations and my YouTube channel members. It's part of their membership. We also get together on Thursday nights for 2, 3, sometimes 4 hours, starting at 6 p.m. Mountain Time. That's both groups together. And then my Praying Mantis members on Friday and Saturday nights, and then Sunday afternoon after this session, we get together for at least an hour, sometimes longer. And we pull tarot cards, oracle cards, past life readings, whatever we want to do as well in both all those sessions. So if you're interested, you can check out the link in the description box below for that. Also, my Praying Mantis get advanced access to all of the videos that I've been putting out. This year is a big year energetically, and so Spirit had me putting out new moon and full moon videos when the sun changes signs each month. The Zen Gates, like 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3. We have portals every month for that. We have quest videos, which is like a podcast each month that talks about how we can use um, our mental, emotional, spiritual, and energetic manifestation energy, our physical energy to help us on our path and to connect to the ethereal. So those are really cool. And then each week a Zen Bite too, which is a little short video talking about how we can return to our Zen or stay in our Zen as well. So like yesterday morning, we came out with the Libra. Whoops. That didn't work. Let's try that again. The Libra, there we go. Libra full moon video that's coming up. The full moon is coming up next week. So if you want to check out and then see how you can use the energy to balance, that's available there. Also, we did have a Zen Gate just a couple days ago. So if you want to see how to use the most of that energy, that's one of the videos there. Let me post one more. I won't post them all. But we've got Equinox readings too, because we just went into the Equinox on March 20th. So that's for 3 months. That's for each element, like air signs, fire signs grouped together. There is a special little oracle card for each sign within of those two. But all of these are listed, all the playlists are listed in the description box of the video. And at the top, when you go to my main page, it says new for 2025, has all the playlists gathered together there too. But like I said, if you're interested in becoming one of my YouTube channel members, there's a link down below. Also, I offer personal readings and a hedge of peace and love. I talk all about that also in a link down below in the description box of the video. So now you know it all. So we will jump in here. We do have some donations. So we will start in here. Let me move this out of the way. And we have all this here. Hey, Nova. Oh, no, no problem at all. Your messy last question. No problem. Spirit sees through it all, right? All right. Well, we're going to be using this Naked Heart Tarot today. I really love this deck. Let's see here. Whoops. You kind of see it there. By Jillian Wild. I love the simplicity of the cards, but also the artistry that she has here. So we'll be using those and maybe we'll get into it. I think that's everything I wanted to say. Oh, no, there was one more. Because Saturn is starting its pre-shadow today. So I'll talk more as we get towards the actual retrograde date, but we're going to start feeling today. Saturn is starting to slow. Saturn is, it's like the devil card. It's all about challenging our thoughts, our beliefs, our mindsets. He brings us a challenge, but he gives us a reward too. So it's Capricorn energy because Saturn rules over Capricorn. So we're starting to see our work life because they roll over the 10th house, our structure, reviewing. Uh, well, really, we'll start to review what has worked in our lives, especially around our work and our career, our purpose kind of energy. We'll start reflecting on that starting now as we move closer to the retrograde. We start feeling it now, and then retrograde, we go, "Phew," we dive into it. Now we're just starting to stick our toes into the water, going, let's just take a look. But as we get closer, we're getting further up till we're diving and swimming in it. So we'll talk more here as we get closer to the Saturn retrograde, but you can start to feel it today. It's starting today. So just heads up. All right, there we go. That's what I wanted to say. All righty. So let us jump in here. Um, so where we're at, we will have Crescent Moon will be up first, and then we have Nelia, one for you, and then we'll jump over to Michelle via the CashApp, and then we'll jump back to Nelia, and then AF Gemini, and then we will have four for Supernova. I think that's all we have right now. Yep. So that is the skinny on where we are going to go there. So let me get here. Oops. I'm going to do timestamps. So, all right. So Crescent Moon, we're going to start yours first. Let me just throw it down here in the chat as well. All right. So Crescent Moon, thank you for your donation and your behind the scenes sticker. All right. He said PK just told us that she didn't go with her boyfriend's brother and sister-in-law uh, with her boyfriend's brother and sister-in-law's house for the holiday party, cookie exchange back in December because the brother felt sick. Oh, okay. That's the excuse, huh? You're like, we're not buying it. You're so funny, especially since her boyfriend made the 4-hour trip on his own. Something's not right here. Spill the tea, BZ. Spill it all. All right. Well, let me take a sip of coffee. This is going to go deep, isn't it? All right. So let's dive in, Crescent Moon. So, what is the real tea? What's really going on here? All right. Got the pipes cleaning up here. So, let's get in here. What is really going on? We'll find out what really happened back then. All right. That's below the surface. So, we'll look at that. But I feel like we kind of want to know what's going on right now, too. They want these right here. Okay. And that one. Okay, those two. Evidently, those two. All right. Yeah, we got some stuff going on underneath the surface. All right. So, bottom of the deck, we do have the Page of Cups coming in here. Page of Cups is an energy of looking for happiness, looking for things that are higher. Pursuit of happiness is the phrase that I have going through my head here, which is funny. Deserving the pursuit of happiness. All right. Well, let's see what that means here. That's kind of some energy that's just kind of flowing underneath. But and I feel that's more actually, PK's energy is what is there. All right. Let's see what actually happened here. So we've got Innocence of Swords, Page of Swords. So there was new communication, new clarity, and the Eight of Pentacles. Interesting. Eight of Pentacles is like putting in the blood, the sweat, the tears, transformation, changing. It can be changing of mind here too with the Innocence of Swords. But I do feel like this was back in December with this Eight of Pentacles. There's a lot of effort being put into something, but this Page of Swords is like new communication came in, and that's what reverted things. Let's see the two cards below the surface. This is the tea that you're wanting to know about because it's like, oh, there was a change of plans. There was a new communication. We were so looking forward to it. That's kind of the Eight of Pentacles, Innocence of Swords energy. But dun dun dun. Ooh, Ace of Wands. Ace of Wands is passion. It's sparkiness, though. Let's see what the other card is here. Ooh, okay. We got the Page of Wands and the Ace of Wands was what was going on below the surface. So there was a lot of people that had sparked and that so I feel like there was a fight here. And Ace because the both of them are fiery, sparky, passionate energy, which can be like, it either is like, oh, they had a really hot time, or it was a really heated time, like tempers, right? And so I feel like here when they were sick, so I didn't go. It's like, well, I think there was a fight, and they were like, maybe it's best I just stay here and not go, kind of energy. So there was a bit of a fight here, and that is like I feel like then, and the energy is different for each of these two stacks. This one back in December felt like, the little manipulative thing that we go, well, everyone would just be happier if I'm just not there. I'm just gonna stay here, and it's like, oh, a little manipulative kind of poor me kind of energy. Um, so I feel like her boyfriend doesn't I'm not gonna be manipulated by your poor me. All right, I'm going by myself. Zoom. And and it felt like the time would do well that, right? So I do see that there. It doesn't say here what the fight was about yet. Let's look at these other cards because this is what we need to know now. And that might be reflective of what kind of I feel like there was things that were being kept like down underneath the surface, because well, I don't wanna ruin things, so I'm just not gonna say anything. And both of them were not saying things. And then and I feel like the reason why they're not telling us what the reason for this specific argument is, or why because it was something stupid that was just the little it wasn't even the feather that breaks the camel's back. It's the little dust ball that came and just and then activated 2 volcanoes, and then finally everything that they've been holding in. Blah, blah, what? Well, blah, 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 well, blah, blah, blah. Boom, like, what started off as a little firecracker turned into an atomic bomb. And I feel like that's what happened. So we'll find out here because I feel like these things are what we need to know now because there's no undoing that. Once you bleh, they're not like, pretend I didn't just throw up months worth of stuff on you. And I'm not going to forget that you just threw up months worth of stuff on me because now it's there, right? So let's take a look here because you got 5 cards here. Let's see, we'll do it this way. So we got 5 cards here. In fact, let me just move these out of the way. This is like, well, we both deserve to be happy energy, is what's moving into this stack. So it moved from the poor me, everyone should just be happier if I'm not here, energy to, well, we both deserve to be happy. What are we going to do about this, right? So let's see what the 5 things are here. So we got the Heart of Pentacles. The Heart of Pentacles is Mother Nature, Mother Nurture energy. This is like that, we both deserve to be happy instead of sacrificing ourselves. And, um, and I feel like that's kind of what came up is I sacrifice this and this that because you don't like it and blah, 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 blah. And we're like, I don't do this and this because you don't like it, blah, blah, blah. And I feel like they're like, well, let's just be able to do those things and, um, not try not to take it personally, kind of energy. So there's kind of like a self-sacrifice mentality, which everyone in a relationship, because we're human, right? I sacrifice so much for you. and we don't feel like they're sacrificing anything for us because we're in this world, not theirs. And from their perspective, they're sacrificing so much and we're not. It's all about perspective, right? So I feel like there was this, well, I want to be able to do what I want to do. Well, I want to do what I want to do. We'll do it then. And I feel like that created a little bit of separation, um, for a moment anyway in the relationship. Let's see what else we have. Yeah, we have the Chariot card here. Chariot card is more mother energy, actually, with that Heart of Pentacles, Mother Nature, Mother Nurture, and the Chariot card that's ruled by Cancer, which is Mother Luna. But it also is the power of choice. It's movement, power of choice. And I feel like they're in this kind of, what are we going to do? I almost feel like this energy of, do we want to stay together or not? Kind of energy. Because I feel like that started a separation, like not like a separation, but emotionally separating because now they feel like they both need to protect their hearts. And I feel like they're trying to decide what they want to do. And do I want to open up and be vulnerable? Both of them are like, well, you first, so we'll see here. What else do we have here? Yeah, High Priestess. So the High Priestess energy, there is the hidden and unknown, and this is the unknown. And not like they're hiding things from each other, but they just don't know what they want to do. The High Priestess, she does step away from the chaos, goes into her High Priestess temple, and digs into emotions, digs into what's going on, and kind of stepping back to try to reflect here, right? So this is interesting. Let's see what else. Yeah, see the Two of Wands. That's that energy again of power of energetic choice. What do I want to do? Because they know whatever they choose, they're going to go forward with. And it's just, am I going to choose to go forward with you, or am I going to choose to separate and the relationship? So they're in this little period here. And they know here with the Six of Swords that it's like we're going to have to leave some old fears behind and look at things bigger to move forward. And if we can't do that, if we both can't do that, then it can't go forward. And there's the Six of Swords, that there's a need for them to really sit down and talk and communicate and decide together. Two cards beneath the surface. So this is the T. So that's kind of tea in itself, right? You're like, ooh, didn't know it had gotten to that point, but feel things have really drifted because they haven't decided. And indecision is also a decision. If you're drifting apart and you decide not to do anything, you continue drifting apart unless you reach out to each other. And if one doesn't reach out, one's afraid to reach out because they're afraid they're going to go, you know, no, thank you. That's what our fear is as humans, right? If they feel they'll reach out, they're going to go, no, thank you. But, what they're hoping is one will reach out, the other one will. But it's like, well, you reach out first. If you reach out, then I'll reach out. They're like, no, no, no. If you reach out, then I'll reach out. It's like, come on, kids, grow up. All right. Let's see what's below the surface here. Here we got the Wheel of Fortune, and it is faded energy. This is, of course, everything that unfolds for us. Happens in our life is for us. So this is good. And the Three of Pentacles, too, which is about being true to one's authentic self and the create being, able to express yourself, be creative, not being afraid of doing the right thing or not doing the right thing, fear of rejection. And so it was good. I like this combo because it says this whole thing is good because they'll either learn with each other. It's okay to be true to yourself instead of trying to pretend to be someone that you're not, out of this fear that, it's not going to, unfold, or that we won't, be able to be together or whatever. But it's this, um if you don't learn it with this one, then you'll learn it with the next one and the next one and the next one, because that's a big reason why they're being this mirror for each other is, I'm shrinking to try to be who I think you want me to be, and they're shrinking to try to be who they think they want to be, and then we're not being true to ourselves, and then we get resentful. Like if I have to shrink, after a while I can't stand it anymore, and then that's when things explode. So yeah, he's like, I don't know. So she's hopeful, right? But they're like, are we though? Are we? Because they need to decide if they're really going to go forward and being true to themselves and not try to pretend to be someone different. All right, let's see what your angel number is here as well for this situation. What's the fortune cookie? All right, here we go. We've got 8888. Yeah, it's all about personal power. So, what is this? Material and spiritual abundance, wealth, resources, force, balance, confidence, material gain, epic romance. It says all that is good and pleasant in their lives will multiply. Angels are sending the number to reassure them of the prosperity and well being ahead. Their surroundings will treat them with admiration and respect. Use it for the greater good. Yeah. And it's like not in PK. I mean, of course, it feels like they are. It's almost like pushing to get a response. It's like, I'm gonna do this so that they have to decide, are you gonna be together or not? I don't wanna be the one to blame. And, like, I don't wanna be the one that's saying, "This isn't good, we're leaving the relationship," you know? Um, they want so they're pushing the envelope to see, are they gonna reach out and go, "Well, if we're gonna do this, we need to, bond together and make this decision." Or they're like, "No, I don't wanna do this, I'm out," it's like, I want them to decide because then, 1, I can play the victim, because again, that's the what feel like she was taught growing up that this is how you get what you want. It's the 3 stages of manipulation that all humans are really taught at some point, right? If people aren't doing what I want, what I feel needs to happen in order for me to feel safe and in control, then, oh, sadsies, right? We're like, oh, you're not doing what I want to do because we're taught everyone else's emotions are our responsibility. And when, so if I'm sad, it's your responsibility to make me happy. So you're going to do what I want, right? Oh, I'm sad. And if that doesn't work, then we get angry, right? Bully. Oh, slam things around, even hit people, right? We can get abusive to make people out of our anger fear me and do what I want. Then, if you're not going to respond to my sadness, maybe you'll respond to my madness. uh, and if that doesn't work, then we move to depth con 3, the third stage, which is what most humans, every human fears rejection. Fine, I'm cutting you off. I'm giving you the cold shoulder. If I live with you, I'm not going to speak to you. I'm giving you the silence. It's the rejection. And if that doesn't work, then we'll start, it's like shampooing, right? Rinse, soap, rinse, repeat, right? And so we'll go back to, I can't believe when I rejected you, you didn't even come after me. Rah, rah, rah. Rejection, it just goes through all that, right? Um, we can take here and see what is going on, and it's not just PK. It takes two in this little tango that's going on. They're not totally innocent either. They were hiding things, and they blew up too, telling them who they need to be and how they should act, and blah blah blah, as well. I feel like their boyfriend. And men are usually taught. I know it's stereotypical, but a large portion of men in society are taught, "Don't do the sadsies, that's being weak, and you're being a" I can't use that word on YouTube, but you're being weak. They usually go to the anger and rah, 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 or directly to rejection and ghosting and, you know, that's what they're taught. Boys don't cry. So boys get mad and fight, or you walk away, or you ghost. That's what they're taught, right? So that's what they're, what kind of happens there. But let's see here. Anything on how much longer? We got movement of cups. So there's movement of love here. So it's a positive note here. We got the Earth Mother on the bottom too, and the Lovers card. So, oh, and the Star card too, and the Universe card. Wow. And the Three of Pentacles again. So all of these cards, I know I just named a bunch of cards. People are like, what do all these mean? But the reason I got excited about it, because Earth Mother is like that, the Queen of Pentacles, which is Mother Nature, Mother Nurture. So there is underneath the surface that they're realizing we can like do things that we enjoy, which is also that Three of Pentacles, which was the being true to one's authentic self. The Lovers card is, the emotional choice, but also lovers. So bright. There you go, because the little heart in between their beaks. And the universe is an ending of major cycles, beginning of a new adventure, letting expectations go. And the Star card is the dreams come true and hope card. So with that, with the movement of cups, the Knight of Cups, that does tell me, that they're uh, moving um, emotionally in a positive direction, bringing them together. Um, and I like that. I'm getting like a big piece of it, which is I don't want to start this all over with someone else. I feel like, especially the boyfriends, when I really see, you know, I know that the devil I know as well. She goes like, we know each other, and there's so much good that maybe if we start focusing on the good. But I feel like this is bringing together, you know, um, it's they're taking baby steps toward each other. So I feel like there's this draw together there, but and it's good. Sometimes, we always have like that Wheel of Fortune, we always have the relationships with people that we need because, they're going to bring out exactly what we need to see, and so maybe her boyfriend needs to get nudged, and that's why she needs to do this nudging so that she'll get a response from him, right? Otherwise, it might just continue to drift, so she's, like, throwing this up. It's like her, on a life raft, and she's doing the little psh, flare gun, psh, throwing up a flare. Here's your opportunity. I'm the one acting and doing this first, so I can get a response from you or a reaction. One or the two. She doesn't care. I just need action, a response or a reaction from you. Um, and so it's it's they're the perfect characters for this part of the play, right? All right. So that's what they have for you, Crescent Moon. So that is the skinny. Boom, boom, boom. All right. Then up next, we have Nelia Medeiros for your first one here. Let me put that in here in the chat. 3310. Boom, boom. Chink, chink. And thank you for your first donation. And you would like a general love reading for the next 4 months and anything you need to know. All right. Let's take a look here. So, all right. Month number 1. I feel like they're going to give you 4 cards, one for each month. Okay. Evidently, that one you get 2. And okay. And for month number 4, you get 4. Okay. So you get 4 sets of cards. My apologies. Well, and then anything else you need to know. Okay. Well, that's what they said. That's why we give extra cards, because that's the extra things you need to know for those months. All right. I get it. I get it. All right. So let's take a look here. So the bottom of the deck around love, you do have the 5 of Pentacles leading to the 10 of Pentacles underneath that. 10 of Pentacles is fullness of life and relationship, and it's one of the relationship cards. Usually there's 2 people on there with a child and a dog and the old man in a wheelchair. And you see all the coin and the palace and the home and all that. And so there is this transformation that's happening right now, because the Five of Pentacles would represent some, beliefs below the surface, some energy around lack and the fear being abandoned, fear being left behind, blah, blah, blah. Those good old juicy things that humans all get to experience, right? So we got those below the surface that have been being brought up, and you're releasing that. And that's what helps you. You're making your way to this 10 of Pentacles. But if we have a belief below us about our worth and about lack and about that I need to have a relationship to be full, that I need love to be full, all those things we're taught in the outside world, that's what brings us into lack, right? Because we're taught you're not enough. You need to be in these relationships with a lover, friends, family, whatever. You need all that. You also need a job, a career, blah, blah, blah. You also need things. You need to have this kind of body, this kind of possessions, this kind of money, all this to be full and complete. And it's like, nope. It don't happen that way, right? So it's, you know, this realizations of the release of that, so where we don't feel lacking like we need that. We find that fullness on the inside, that we're full, and then everything becomes above and beyond extra, and that we're allowed to be grateful for those things instead of looking at expectations and they're falling short, and we're just focusing on what's not happening in our life, right? So this is a great underlying energy around love that's just added into anything else that you're going through in life, because it's all this realization and this transformation from lack of looking in the outside world to that abundance on the inside, and then above and beyond abundance, that our because we're changing on the inside, our perception of the outside world totally changes too. Moves from something of lack to something of overflow instead. So I like that. All right, month number 1 for love. Let's see what we got going on here. Oh, all right. So you got the 3 of Cups. So the first month here is this energy of, you know, it's like it's like community, but this is really like getting a foundation of 2 best friends. It's like 3 peas in a pod, where the foundation starts off towards relationship is a support system, is kind of the way I look at it. Like, you have 2 besties, and all 3 of you support one another. You think a lot alike. You learn a lot from each other. You help each other grow, but also you keep each other accountable, to where the example that Spirit gave me, with this uh, example, because I go, "Oh, I get it," because they like telling me stories to help me grasp concepts, which is like, because in my past, whenever I got into a relationship in the beginning, I'd be like, I gotta start being who I think they need me to be, so I'd start to shrink. And my friends, I would psh, abandon them. I'd give up my life to make them my life. And my friends would be like, "Hey, it's been a while. Did you meet someone new?" And I'm like, "Yes," because that was my MO, that I would do. Well, these individuals would having besties like that, if I had them, they would have been like, "Hey, we're noticing you're shrinking. What are you doing?" And it's like, "Are you doing what you normally do?" And I'd be like, "Oh my god, I am." And they would, the accountability to help us stay ourselves. And that's what this is. This So I feel like this first month of love is you're getting to know these. If you don't have 2 besties that feel like that energy, you're at least gonna meet 1, if not both, in this next month, because you're starting this foundation with each other. You also do the same for them in love. It's not like, judgment. It's like, yo, do you see what you're doing? So I like that. That's the foundation. Month number 2, you have the sage, the Hierophant. So I feel like month number 2, this is your higher self having you see things from a capital T truth. So I really feel like that's where a big amount of this, because it's the major arcana 5, it's the master number 5. You've got this, the 5 of Pentacles, all this number of change. I feel like this is where a big piece of that happens. There's even Taurus energy on the bottom of the card here, which Taurus is about worth. It's our house of money, but also the senses, but also of worth. So I feel like month number 2, you really make some big releases and then some ahas and awareness of these underlying um, beliefs around lack that are there that you're all "Psh, woo, and there's a transformation. So that's month 2. Month 3, yes, yes, yes. Okay, so month 3, I feel is where uh, a new love enters your life here. You do have the Innocence of Cups, which is the Page of Cups. It's a higher love. And because you are finding this higher love, you are drawing someone in. The Chariot is the champion card, it's the victory and movement card. And there's a lot of emotion with it being ruled by Cancer, too. So that's why I feel like this month there is a lot of emotional movement, a lot of power of choice. You're choosing your self love, your higher love. So you're filling up and overflowing. And what that does is when we, of course, all the stuff that you're doing here, you're finding this expression of love and great deep friendships. And that's being a reflective of your self love because now I deserve to have these best friends. You're the second month, you're clearing out more. Third month is because you're filling up and overflowing, your energy level is drawing in someone at a higher level. That's the page, right? They're the number 11. It's like a higher level of love into your life. So I like that third month. And then month number 4, this is where you got 4 cards. Let's see what we got here. You got the Movement of Wands. So it's the Knight of Wands. That's movement of passion in the 4th month. So I feel like you meet them in the 3rd month and 4th month. Things evidently are going forward. Oh my gosh, yeah. So you got the 2 of Cups. So it's definitely unfolding there. The 10 of Cups and joy and overflowing. All right, I'm liking month number 4. You definitely feel like a love in a whole different way. Yeah. And it's an older gentleman. I'm just kidding. That's not what it means. But a bunch. Skyfather is the emperor. It's Aries energy. It's about choosing what you want and taking action and moving forward as well. It's a very solid energy that's coming in here. So I like that. And the emperor is like they are they rule over all 4 kings, so they inhabit the characteristics of all the 4 kings too. So I feel like it's someone that is just very well rounded. Um, and of course, you're like, yep, that's right. That's what they need to be. They need to have all this. Now, the emperor does, of course, they have like 5 parts swords, mental energy that comes in with that too. But they have 1 part cups, 1 part fire, 1 part earth too. So they have all of that, but they're very intelligent, very great communicator, which I feel is very important for you. Maybe that's your love language. One of your love languages is that I need conversation, I need communication, I need open-mindedness, which would definitely be there. And but and they might even be like in teaching and professorship, etc. All right, but that's what they have for love for you for the next 4 months. And let us get an angel card here for them. Let me just put those away here. All right. So let's see what else they want you to know about love. Your fortune cookie. Here's dessert. Yum, yum, yum. Endless cycles 2323. So there's some truth that you're resistant to accept over and over again until you're tired and restrained beyond depression. Takes a decision to live life for yourself. Life is all about passion. Then you make a change and the world around you follows. It's about charisma, communication, society, movement, journey, repetitive circumstances and patterns. It's interesting. So, it's like those were endless cycles, and I feel like you're breaking cycles, with all this because 23, 2 plus 3 is 5, which is that number of change. So, I like that. So, fun, fun, fun. Boom, boom, boom. That resonates with you too, Nova? Yeah, a lot of truth in this, right? I know. I learned so much through readings, so much reflection. Um, and so thank you guys for asking all your questions because I'm always blown away myself. All right. So we'll circle back around to you there, Nelia, for your next one. But up next, we do have Michelle Smith. You are up next. So let me grab that. Throw that out here. All right. So, Michelle, thank you for donation via Zcash app. I appreciate that. All right. And great, grand, glorious rising. I love that. What a great greeting. So, your question: will you receive anything from a wrongful death lawsuit? All right. We'll take a look here, of course. Disclaimer: I'm not, of course, uh, legal professional, financial professional, or anything like that, of course. Disclaimer in the description box. Check, check. Uh, Tarot's for fun. Everyone ultimately need to make their own decisions in their lives and seek professional help where available, right? All right, let's take a look here, Michelle. Let's see what Spirit has to say here for you. Got those. I don't think all of these. They just want. Ooh, that one's hidden underneath, and this one though. All right, let's see what we got here. Okay. Well, we like the bottom of the deck when the Nine of Cups comes out, because that is like dream come true kind of card, right? See if I can get it better there. It's very bright today. Ooh. You also have the Nine of Wands and the Nine of Swords. All these nines underneath the surface. Nine of Swords, Nine of Wands, the Nine of Cups. Nine is the Hermit's journey, but it's also an ending and beginning energy, and um, which is good when it's coming to any kind of thing legally. It's like, when is this going to be over, right? When are we going to get a ruling? When are we going to get payout, or whatever comes from it? But I like that the Nine of Cups is leading all these nines, because the nines are also about reflection and stepping into our power, not focusing, like in this would be not focusing on our fears, not focusing on want and need and fearing something will or will not happen. Excuse me, because that of course draws the things we fear to us, and also pushes away things that we're wanting. So there is an energy of, stepping into your power where you can have gratitude for what I do have in this moment, what I have had, gratitude for abundance that I have now and that I have had. And then, of course, Creator, I would really, it would be awesome if I could have this payout from this situation. Excuse me. And, um, and then have gratitude and hand it and surrender it over to the Creator, going, if it's for my highest experience to receive this, then I'm so grateful, you know. But truly surrendering it, going, what's best for me. Even though I know my human side, I want this payout, I need this. That pushes it away when we release it and give it to the Creator and truly go, I trust that you're going to bring me what's best for me. You, I can trust. Humans, we get fickle. We have that little inner child when we feel unsafe and out of control. We do all sort of crazy, stupid stuff, right? Um, I almost cussed. Woo, simmer down. So there you go. We've got, I like that energy. It's like wish and dream come true, and they're just a gentle reminder on how we can use our energy. Go, okay, good reminder. So let's see what else. That was bottom of the deck. Let's see what else we have here. Yeah. So there is an ending and beginning coming, a rebirth with the death card, the cycle, and the Eight of Swords coming out with it. The Eight of Swords is like the Nine of Swords, but the Eight of Swords is becoming aware of my own mindsets and thoughts and beliefs that make me feel blinded and bound and trapped and restricted. That would be, you know, a reminder just that we can end our old way of thinking that I need, I want, this kind of thing. And remember that gratitude is a have energy, grateful for what I have and what I have had. Need and want is an energy of not having. I don't have, so I need. I don't have, so I want. And when I focus on don't have energy, I don't I don't get have, I get more don't. So I think that makes sense. So that's just like changing our mentality, releasing, going, oh wow, we all are raised, pretty much humanity, to focus on want, need, and fear. And then what does that do? Pushes stuff away and draws in the dragon that we're trying to avoid, right? Rather than what? Gratitude, gratitude, gratitude. We're also taught that as children, say thank you, but we're not taught why thank you is important. Thank you, gratitude, right? All right. And then this other card by itself, we do have the Heart of Swords. Beautiful. Queen of Swords, balance between head and heart. So I like that energy, balancing energy, of Libra energy. So the scales of justice are coming. I like that balance coming in. So I feel like that's an important thing. We um, go to our heart of gratitude, balance our thoughts and beliefs with her. And then you have the 7 of Wands. Yeah, this is not backing off, not backing down. And I feel like they might offer like a settlement here of going, well, like you want this. And they're like, well, here's this. 7 of Wands is about standing your ground, not dimming your light, not asking permission to shine, not needing to defend why you're like, no. That is, they're showing me a clip. I watched a lot of movies growing up. Aaron Brockovich, when uh, I forget the famous actress who played that, but I just show her being sassy and going, that is insulting. That amount is insulting. And they're like, hey, we're $1 billion company. We have all oh, we didn't know you had that much money. Thanks for letting us know. They're like, oh crap. But I feel like that kind of energy here. So I love that. Underneath that, you have the universe. Yeah. So victory below the surface and ending of a cycle, beginning of new adventure coming in there. And the 5 of Cups, the movement of lower vibration to happiness. So I like that energy coming in here. It looks positive. Just I like the friendly reminder to focus on gratitude for what is and surrender to the creator, going, all right, what I'd like, I only have to ask you once. And I'm focusing on gratitude. Because when we focus on what we're grateful for, that's when we're showing the universe what we want more of. It's like um, we don't talk about, I really like trash cans, because I'm focusing on the trash can. If I'm going, that trash can stinks, that trash can stinks. It's like, oh, you like stinky trash cans. It's like, oh, no, 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 no. I really enjoy, the abundance you bring in, that you've brought into my life in the past, and this abundance that I have in my life, and this and this. Oh, you like abundance? Yeah, I'll bring you more abundance. Okay, thank you. So I like that for you. Sorry, I wasn't paying attention here. If Michelle had done here. Okay. So that is what they have for you, Michelle. So thank you. Oops. Oh, nope, 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 nope. Almost forgot your fortune cookie. Get the fortune cookie. Let's see what else they want you to know here. Let me put these out so I don't forget here. It's up to you. That's what we have, right? 2112. So it's up to you. Even if it seems like you're not making any meaningful progress, things are moving in the right direction. If you see this number, it's a sign that everything will work out in your favor and your dreams will come true soon. You can't make it up. You had, what was the bottom card? 9 of Cups. Dreams come true. I love that. 2112. Beautiful number for you. All right. Now that was your reading there. All righty. And then we will bounce here back to Nelia for your number 2. I'm just going to cut and paste both of them together here, just so you know. It's easier. I'm being lazy. I know. All right. Forgive me, everyone. All right, Nelia, thank you for your second donation. You want to know, what does M think of your last email message? All right. So let's take a look here. What does he think? Just that one? All right. Evidently, we'll get it one card. And then will he reach out to you? What is he thinking in general? And anything Spirit wants you to know here. Okay. We do have these with those. All right. Well, bottom of the deck here. And whenever I say that, it almost sounds like worse than I mean it to be. Well, you have the knight, the Knight of Wands, the fiery knight, the knight on fire. So something was stirred up by the last email here. Um, Either passion, like interest, attraction, or one of the two with the movement of wands. It's fire, 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 fire energy, right? So let's see here. We'll dig in here, and we've got okay, movement of cups. So there's also movement of emotion is what they thought of the email message. So you evidently shared emotion in the email by this, and so I feel like there was some um, emotional movement that was ignited, and I guess that passionate. Then I don't think it upset them, and with that card coming up here. Because it is this movement and reflection of their own love and self-love and emotion. So it did stir something there. And let's see, are they going to reach out to you here? We've got the Nine of Pentacles. So they're kind of here. Let's see what the other card is underneath, because Nine of Pentacles is they're kind of in like a little hermit mode. Sky Father, I don't feel like they've decided yet at this point. They're kind of in this emperor energy of I'm deciding what is it that I want, not what everyone else wants, energy. And I don't feel like that is directed, uh, specifically directed at you. I feel like this is why they're in their hermit mode, is they're like figuring out what is it I want in life and blah, 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 blah. Then your email come in, they read it, they were moved in whatever these ways that they were moved. Um, but they're like, okay, but back to thinking about my life, you know, what's going on here? So I feel like communication's delayed for at least right now. And what is he thinking? What is he thinking? Yeah, well, definitely got the Full card, the Zero card, and the Magician, the number one card, which is this is all about endings and beginnings and this rebooting and restarting their life, and so this makes sense with all this energy that I'm picking up from them. It's kind of like I'm being in a midlife crisis where it's like life isn't turning out really what I just kind of want to hit the restart so I can clear off the table and my life feels cluttered. I'm just going to throw it all on the floor. Then I'm going to choose what I'm putting back on the table. It's the kind of energy I feel from them right now. And so again, I feel like they're taking your email and everything and they're like, okay, that's one thing I will get to, but I got all this I need to figure out first. That kind of energy. Let's see what else they want you to know here too. Yeah, we got the Hanged Man, which is the pause. Oh, I like how they have that on the bottom. If you've can see a little better there. Um, it's like when something's loading, and it's taking forever to load, and then it's like, oh wow, it's up to 30%, and then it goes down to 11. You're like, what happened? Then it goes up to 80, and then it goes back down to 50 because it's loading different things, and we don't see that. We just see progress seems to be inconsistent. But this is a transformational kind of card, like they're in a cocoon, letting parts of them go to become someone new. Yeah, and they are in this mother nature, mother nurture stage with Earth Mother, the Empress. So they definitely are nurturing themselves, trying to birth something, trying to be free of a lot of restriction and supposed to be's and should be's and rules. That's that freedom of the Fool card too, where they're just wanting to clear everything and not have any guardrails, no cages. I got to be free kind of energy. Like they want to bust out of this cocoon after it's done and fly, like a butterfly. Yeah, and the Two of Swords still in this battle between their head and their heart. Their head telling them all these rules and stuff, and their heart going, "I want to be free." So this is that battle that's raging in there. Yeah, the Innocence of Cups. Their whole journey is about finding higher love, because and I do feel like they're at this point where everything in the world just hasn't felt like it's fulfilling. Not just, again, this isn't specifically towards you at all. This is about if I don't have love for myself and happiness on the inside, nothing on the outside world is going to be able to be that for me because we don't see the world as it is. We see the world as we are. So if I'm unhappy and unfulfilled, then what I'm going to see in the outside world is unhappiness and unfulfillment. So that's kind of where they're at there. Hopefully that, you know, shows you kind of where they're at and what's going on with them here. Let's see what your fortune cookie is here. What else do we want to know about Am? So willpower, 1818. And that says, wow, significant events are on the cards for them. They will progress in their endeavors and gain new experiences. The right people and resources will be put on their path. An excellent proposal or change is coming up for them. They are destined for greatness. But I do feel that's that all that new energy, right? Their willpower. What are you wanting? And I feel like they're trying to decide what they want right now. But I just feel like they're in that little pocket of their world is chaos, and they're trying to find what ways up and what they want to do. So that's what the energy I feel is coming in with that one there. All right. So that's what they have for you, Nelia. Thank you again for your dual donations. Greatly appreciate that. All right. And then AF Gemini, you are up next. Ooh, that was totally wrong here. Hitting the wrong buttons here. So let's try that again. All right. So AF Gemini will start that now. All right. So let's put that down here. All right. So thank you for your donation and the all seeing eye. All right. So AF Gemini, you'd like a reading on Sagittarius, just them, what's going on with them in for April. And then you want to know what's the likelihood that you guys will get together to see each other in the first 2 weeks of May. Okay. All right. So let's take a look here. So tell us about the Sagittarius for April. What's going on with the Sagittarius for April here? Okay, now that one too. All right. And then for you guys, will you see each other in the first 2 weeks of May? And then evidently, I guess you're going to, because it has cards for the outcome. All right. Pardon me, clearing my throat still. Bottom of the deck, you have the Three of Wands. The Three of Wands is about, with new information, choosing alternate routes. So I feel like there is going to be some changes that unfold, and we'll find out what those is through these cards, of course. But this is you with new information, altering the course. And I don't feel like it's like a 180 where you're heading in a different direction. It's more that you were headed this direction, and now it's like, well, I'm going to go this way. Instead of this way, I'm going this way. But you're still headed in the general area, but there is some changes that you make. All right, let's see what's going on with the Sag here in April. So we got the Heart of Swords. There's this very balancing energy here for him between head and heart. So I feel like they're figuring some stuff out. Some things are balancing out in their life here in April. Let's see what that's about here. You know, I don't know if they're going to school or learning something new. That would be indicated here with the Eight of Pentacles is one of the school cards, and the Sage is teacher-student energy. So learning. So if there's something about schooling or learning going on, are they graduating? Are they starting school? Are they learning something new? Regardless, they're learning a lot in April. There's a lot about education, knowledge, wisdom, even that they've been working on some things, and they're starting to see the fruition. They're starting to see the results of their labor that are coming in, and some great ahas and awareness coming in, and clarity coming in for them here in April. Leads them to the Four of Swords. Yeah, so peace of mind. So this, whatever these three swords were, which were a lot of expectations and a lot of, just a lot of anxiety, a lot of, I don't want to say mental instability. It wasn't that extreme, but just a lot on their mind, a lot of mental conflict. It comes to rest here during this month. So whatever this was that was going on, and they've been investing a lot of energy and a lot of mental energy too, it definitely balances out here for them. I like that. Yeah, it feels like they've been kind of pulled back here with the High Priestess card because she steps back from the chaos, goes into her High Priestess temple away from everything to reflect, connect with spirit, look behind the veil, dive deep into their subconscious, their emotions, in their world, and a lot of hidden and unknown things are revealed during that period. So I do feel like they've been in this period where they've been backing away from things, really reflecting on it. But I like the owl. Who? You? Me? Yes, you. He's been doing that. I don't feel like they're even aware that they how much they've stepped away from people and things and events. Um, because they've been so focused on all this stuff. But when this Four of Swords comes in, which is this rest, this mental rest, this mental peace comes in, like now that they're out of this, tasky, spinny, super mental focus energy, they're like, oh wow, And so I feel like when and this is maybe more towards the end of the month, is when they're like, okay, I get it, right? And then the last card, yeah, the Leo energy. This is the ready to be seen, the ready to come out, the Leo energy of I'm, um, again, I'm coming out of the hermit hermitude of the temple, and I'm coming out, and being in the sun, and doing that. So I feel like toward the end of the month, that's when they kind of step out of the cave. The hermit has finished their big, inner, walkabout, their quest. Now they're coming back into society. So I feel like this is what's going on with them for the month. Let's take a look here for you and see, here for will you guys in the first 2 weeks in the month of May, will you guys see each other? Okay. I feel here with the 10 of swords and the naked heart. This naked heart is a special card for this deck, but it's about expressing your heart and having that there. The 10 of swords is an ending of expectations of like, I'm tired of trying to meet up to someone else's expectations and I'm done. I'm just going to be me. And the naked heart is like, here's my heart. I feel here that there might be a delay. And I feel like with this Three of Wands, that is kind of what's coming in here is that it may not be the first 2 weeks in May, but I do feel like maybe it's in May. Something just might be just pushed back a week or two. And let's see what the cards are underneath here because I do feel like you guys get together, but with this energy, I feel like it's not a change of heart. It's an expression of the heart, but it needs to be a different week. Yeah, we have the moon card. So here is that energy like the high priestess, which is this energy of hidden things being revealed, but emotions being revealed, emotions being shared. And I feel like the cycles of the moon, there is a change here. Instead of it being at the beginning of the month, it's like because the full moon and the new moon are 2 weeks apart. I feel like instead of being in the first 2 weeks, it'll be in the last 2 weeks of May. So it's just a change of that it's not the new, it's the full, or it's not the full moon, it's the new moon around when you guys get together. So whatever happens in that beginning. Let's see here. What's the outcome when you guys do get together? Yeah, the Five of Swords. You guys are going to argue. No, I'm just kidding. The Five of Swords is about mental conflict, but it is about battle of the head and the heart, and can make its way out. But I do feel like the mind has fears around one thing, but the heart wants something else, and so there's the struggle. And I feel like there's a little bit of challenge in communicating at first, like an uncomfortability or it's like getting used to being around one another again and getting the communication flowing kind of energy. Not like conflict, like arguing. That was just a joke, but um so it's more of that struggle in the beginning around communication and then it kicks in. Yeah, and you guys talk about the Three of Swords. So there is some great communication around the fear of heartbreak. that because this is the sharing, right? It's like, this is my heart, but I'm afraid if I share my heart that it's going to get stuck with swords, right? And it's going to end up dying and become a skeleton. But there is the sharing of the heart here, and the sharing of the fears is what I feel is here. And I like this vulnerability. I like this honesty. Again, the moon card is very emotional, very sharing of that. Yeah, and the Heart of Pentacles. So we have the nurturing, the Mother Nature, Mother nurturing. And I like this. There is this vulnerability that comes in with these cards, which I like because it's like things that have been, again, with that 10 of swords, with the rat's not dead. They're just exhausted, trying to live up to expectations and being restricted with all these fears. It's like, I need to share my heart, and now's the time because I just can't stand it anymore. Trying to, you know, um, suppress my heart, not allow my mind to imprison my heart and not allow it to share. So I like that. It feels, Queen of Pentacles is a birthing energy, it's sensuality energy. But it's also nurturing, very nurturing, self-nurturing energy too. So, but I like that. It's a comforting, um, abundant, positive card to be the final one after sharing, the Five of Swords and the Three of Swords. At first it kind of looks like, oh God, but then it's like, this is what's necessary. Now is the time. If not now, when? It's like, it's good to know. And I know sometimes we don't want to share things because we're afraid, oh, this might end it. But if that's going to end it, it's going to end it later anyway. It's like, why extend it out? Now's the time kind of energies. Share it, and then you'll see the reward of it. Your fortune cookie is hold your vision. Yep, 1551. And this is focus on the good and maintain your concentration on the outcomes you desire. It's time to put your faith and time into your ideas and pursue your goals with all your might. You have such a beautiful, courageous, and brave spirit. Yeah, there's that bravery, courage. Share your vision, hold your vision, and let them know what you're wanting as well. Because it's good to know if they're like, well, that's not what I want. Well, it's good to know. Bye. That means if you're not it, then someone else will be for me. All right. So that's what they have for you, AF Gemini. Thank you again for your donation. I greatly appreciate that. All right. So we've got Supernova. So we have 4 for you. Just let everyone know where we're at. Let me take a look here just real quick at some timestamps. Okay. And then we have Sudeshini. And then we will have Moonlight. Hello, hello. And then the Love 43. All right. And then I do have via. Oops. Nope. I'm sorry. I did. Oh, no, that's right. And then we have Lori after that. And then we have Maria P. via the PayPal, 2 for you. All right. So that's kind of where we're at on the donations. And for all of you waiting for free readings, I will get to those sometime today. With all of these, I'm going to be on for less than an hour here. At 1 o'clock, I'll be headed off to spend some time with my Praying Mantis members. And after I'm done, I'll probably grab a bite to eat, and then I'll be back on and I'll finish out everything today. And I will post timestamps on all those as after I'm done as well. But I'll talk about all that when I'm about to head out. So just know I will get to everyone today. Might just be a couple hours. All right. So Supernova, we are up for your number 1 here. So let me just grab this here and we'll put that down here. So that's when your readings begin, and of course, we're going to do all 4 in a row. So I won't have to put multiple timestamps. All right, my dear. So thank you for your donations. So number 1, On set. All right. So, messages from your spirit guides. What do they want you to know and understand about yourself? And whatever, generally. All right. Let's take a look here and see. I feel like they do want to go to tarot for this one. All right. Okay. So, what do they want you to know and understand about yourself? That. Okay, and those two. And leading to that one. All right. Let me just move some cards around here. Get them all over here. All right. So, Nova, for number one. So, on the bottom of the deck, you do have the Nine of Cups on the bottom, and then underneath that, the Ace of Cups. So, that energy on the bottom here, there's this great message because your first card that comes up too is also the Page of Cups, which they call it the Innocence of Cups. So, all of these, of course, all this emotional energy that's here with all the page, the beginning of the Ace of Cups, and then going up to number 11 with the Page of Cups. The Nine of Cups is about dreams come true and wish fulfillment and this feeling of emotional fulfillment in life. And I like that all those came out because one of my favorite cards in one of a decks that shows almost like a champagne. It's like the cups are like 4 and 3 and 2 and 1, right? 4, 7, 8, 9. Wait, 4, 4, 7, 8, 9. Maybe it's the 10 of cups, but they're showing it to me like a champagne little stack where there's cups here, cups here, cups here, and then the Ace of Cups here. The Ace of Cups is what fills up and then it overflows and fills up all the other cups. And the Ace of Cups is your heart. You're the chalice. You're the Holy Grail. And you put your arms open. You kind of look like like this is like a cup, right? And we're like, Creator, universe, all that's beautiful, unconditionally loving spirit beings. It's like, fill me up with your love. And they fill us up. They give us all that eternal, unconditional love. We fill up and then it overflows out to the world. When we're trying to fill our cups by the outside world, it's empty. It doesn't fill up any of those cups because it evaporates. The conditional love of the outside world, it doesn't last. It just, you pour it and it's gone. It turns into steam and it's gone. It's the unconditional love, the eternal unconditional love of the higher realms is what truly fills up our heart. That is what makes us feel whole and complete and our dream here. And I feel like that's what they're wanting you to know here with, you know, what do they want you to know and understand about yourself is that our whole journey is a quest for finding that inner love. And we're taught, look out here for it. Look out here. That's what we're taught as humans, right? And we're like, it's not here. And then we go inside and we're like, there it is. And it was in there all along. And they're like, yeah, that's part of the journey. Surprise, ta-da, and you're just like, all right. So that was part of the reason we wanted to go on this adventure, the quest out into the world to experience it, to realize it's not out there, it's in here, inward and upward, and in connecting with the higher realms, connecting with spirit, is how we fill up with that, connecting with our higher self, remembering who we really are. That's what, comes in here. So I like this, that this energy is all about, self-love. That's, you are you are that love. You are made of that unconditional love. You're not this human character on this quest. That's just a character you're playing on a video game. Who you really are is the person playing the game, and that you are a powerful, supernatural, eternal spirit being made of unconditional love, you know? And so I feel like that's like what they want you to know is remember who you really are. Nova is just one of many characters you've played in many different games. We get to select the avatar every time we play. We usually choose someone different. We're like, this time I'm going to be sassy supernova, boom, 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 and these are my, These are my strengths, and these are my quests that I'm go on, and these are the battles I'm gonna fight. And that's the energy. It's like, remember who you really are, though. I feel like that's what they want you to know about you. Let's see what else we have here. Yeah. And the 6 of Wands, that you are cheered and supported here with the 6 of Wands. It's a victory card. Normally, it's someone sitting on a horse with all these people around cheering them on. That's your spiritual posse. They want you to know that you're on this adventure, you're playing this game, and you have everyone, all a huge multitude of beings, thousands upon thousands of beings of unconditional love and light that are cheering you on. Go, go, go. And they're supporting, and they're giving you love, and they're sending you love, and they're all helping fill that um, cup that we are with their love. um, and the more we open up and realize it and accept it, the more it floods in and fills up our cup. But I like this victory and this flow and this movement with that energy too. And you got the movement of swords. Speaking of movement, and you are no way, you're really a sassy type. I had no idea. I know. So movement of swords is knight of swords. So here's another quest. You're on this quest of seeing things more clearly. You're on this quest of the capital T truth, the ace of swords, that connects you to give you the ability to see things from that higher self, to see things from that higher realm, that allows you to transform thoughts and beliefs and mindsets. But it starts with filling up with the love inside. You connect higher, and then you gain that wisdom and that connection to your higher self, which gives you the perspectives of what's really going on here behind the scenes. We see, like, well, that person did that, but why? What's under the surface behind the curtain of what's going on? That's what we're able to connect with. So there's a lot of clarity coming in here, and I feel like there's this emotional clarity coming in with those first cards. Now we're moving into mental clarity around life, coming into. So I like that. Some ahas. And then you have the Heart of Wands and Queen of Wands. So this is this energy, your ability to connect with the spirit realm. Queen of Wands, in addition to having connection to that spiritual energy and very focused, whatever you put your mind to, you hold the power. This is what they want you to know too. You hold the Ace of Wands. So here's the Ace of Cups that you are. You have the Ace of Swords, the ability to connect higher and see things from a higher place. And then you have the Ace of Wands, which you're able to realize whatever you focus your energy on is what you draw into your life. You're the creator of your life. Creator, the capital C creator, is the co creator with you. They're following your lead. But there's also the energy of cups behind the queens. And that means you also have this emotional connection to the spirit realm, both energetically and emotionally, energetically. And so whenever you're wondering about things in life, they're like, all you have to do is ask. If you're in a giant maze of life and you hit a wall and you have to go left or go right, you can dial up and go, hey, posse, spiritual posse, what's for my highest experience? This or this? And they're going to go, you're like, all right. And then you go that way. What's great about the Queen of Wands is she doesn't need the protection like the other royalty in the wand suit do, of the salamander or the lizard that appears. That's what protects them from the risk and the heat of the desert, of the fire. Queen doesn't need that because she has the connection. She doesn't have any risk. She just dials up and goes, "Hey guys, which way?" And then she follows their lead. It just requires us to shut up and listen, right? Yeah, everyone does have the connection, have the ability to connect to the spirit realm. Just for some, it's easier, for some, it's harder. This is saying that you have, and it has to do with our astrology, that there's something within your birth chart where you have this power. And it's a reminder that you have this connection, um, and to use it, more so. So I like that. Underneath that, you have the Heart of Cups, which is the Queen of Cups. Again, both of these are about your spiritual abilities and connections that you have. You have a strong connection with spirit guides on the other side that you've been, again, I feel like you have this really tight knit group of spirits, souls, um, spiritual beings that you've been in many, many, many lifetimes with. And so you've got this strong connection with them because you've kept that, right? Yeah, exactly. That's what this would confirm. And the 5 of Wands too. The 5 of Wands is this change of energy, and so I feel like what you need to know about yourself is that realizing how much every moment of what you're focusing on is what you draw, is what you grow and expand. And so whatever comes out of your mouth, whatever you're focusing on with your mind, whatever you're focusing on with your heart, your energy, your physical actions, that's what's growing. Like, it's like, oh God, I got this mad strong cigarette cravings. You're saying that, you're growing that more. So start talking and thinking and feeling and acting like what you want, not what you feel like you're trapped in, right? Oh, someone's starting up their uh, boat motor in our driveway. Well, it's the next door neighbor. So if you guys hear that, that's what it is. Vroom, vroom. So this is about changing your energy and being aware that you hold the power of your energy. They want you to know about that. You're powerful, you're connected. You have access to knowledge, you have access to this huge heart. You can do all this stuff, right? So I love that. I love that energy. They're going to go boating, I think. And then lastly, you have the innocence of swords. Is that really loud? Hopefully it's not overpowering me. But you have the page of swords, which is more clarity, more and more clarity. And they're just saying that you're going to have this, you know, continued expansive of clarity that comes in for you as well. So I really like that. All right, let's stop for a minute. They usually don't do it for too long. They're just making sure it works and clearing it out, getting ready for summer to take their boat to the lakes. All right, and then you have compromise. 0707. Look at you're not 007, you're 0707. Let go of what no longer serves you. Stop holding on to grudges, express your emotions, and aim towards a compromise. Where there's a lack of understanding, it's best to just move on. The truth will set you free. So I love that your last card is the page of swords, which has that ace of swords, which is about capital T truth is what will set you free. It's like seeing things from that higher perspective is what sets you free. So I love that. All right. So that's for the first one there, Nova. Hopefully that is helpful. And thank you for your second donation. You want to know, what does Mr. Kurt, the spirit guide, want you to know in his words? All right. Of course, he loves the storytelling and wants to go to an oracle. So let's go to the Faces of Ashen oracle. So let's take a look here. All right. Some courage. What do you have for Nova? All right. That's the one here. And you got the Ocean's Desire, Passion, Longing, and Drive. Card number 10. Sassy. There you are, sassified. So let's take a look here and see what comes in here. So let's see here. Yeah. So this is, I honor my deepest desires. So what do you really want? Yeah, now he's singing uh uh what was it? Tell me what you want, what you really, really want. Anyway, it says, what do you really want? This is a sacred call to acknowledge and honor your deepest wants and wishes. The big, scary, juicy, hidden dreams. It's a very vulnerable place to acknowledge your true desires. When you bring your genuine aspirations into focus, the divine within grants you the power to manifest them. Align your actions with your deepest wishes. He's kind of hopping into it. That was just what they were just talking about, right? Like your dreams come true. It's like have your actions match those wishes, not this stuff that's not your dream. Your dream isn't to, do all those other things that are destructive and low vibrational, right? You're wanting, my dream is to sing, my dream is to create music, my dream is to help people transform their emotions from lower vibration to higher vibration, right? So those are the things that it's like what you're wanting to express. And like you said, and even painting, what are the things that you're sharing, right? And it says, what to do now? He says, it's not just about wanting, it's about feeling, believing, and acting in a way that's aligned with your true self. I think I literally said that in that last one, right? Align your thinking, your emotions, your physical actions, your voice, those things, and the things you do want, not the things you don't want. When you embrace what you genuinely desire, you step into the fullness of who you are meant to be. Wow, so powerful. Don't stifle your desires out of fear or other people's opinions. Don't let procrastination or perfectionism derail you. These stumbling blocks postpone your joy. Start where you are with what you have and take baby steps each day. Each step, no matter how small, is a victory. Wow. And the story of Ocean's Desire here, it says, Ogun, Ogun, the warrior god, grew weary of humankind and retreated from the world. Is that you? Did you retreat from the world? Sensing the imbalance his absence caused, Ocean made it her mission to bring him back. She entered the forest wearing a belt of 5 yellow handkerchiefs and carrying a gourd of honey. When she found Ogun, she applied honey to his lips and tied the handkerchiefs around his waist. Enchanted with desire, Ogun agreed to return. It's interesting because, like, of course, Kurt, he realizes his absence, what it did to the world, and if he would have stayed around, what it could have been, because he sees all possibilities if he chose differently. And now they are doing the same for you. They're seeing what the world would miss if you disappear out of this life, right? You disappear into the forest, you disappear and aren't out there shining bright. So that's his mission, is to bring you back out into the open. I love that. And then there's a healing ritual, which says write down your most urgent desires on separate pieces of paper. Place these papers in a bowl and set the bowl on an altar or special space. Light an orange candle to awaken the energy of fulfilled desires. And as the candle burns, meditate on each desire, seeing it come to fruition. See it from the end. Once the meditation is complete, safely burn the papers as an offering, releasing your desires to the divine. Yes, please be safe, Nova. They're like, um, young musical artist sets city on fire through candle ritual. Don't do it. No, you don't want to be known for that. Yeah, he isn't that beautiful? I love that. So that is the message from Kurt. Let's give you your angel number here. All right, there it is. Boom. Let's see what else he has here for you. 2020. Seeing things clearly, right? But vision, compassion. It is a confirmation that your assumption and beliefs are correct, but it's also encouragement to use your talents and gifts because they will benefit the world. Shut up. It also will benefit your pockets. Be of service to others. Your potential is enormous. What? I'm going to read it again. I'm going to read that part again. This is an encouragement to use your talents and gifts because they will benefit the world. Be of service to others. Your potential is enormous. That's from Kurt. You got to believe him. He would know. Yeah, he definitely great spirit guide, right? All right. So that is number 2. Number 3, let's see what are we doing time. Okay, 12:30. Messages from your higher self. All right, so thank you for your additional donation. All right. Let's take a look here. Messages from your higher self. See, I do want that one there first. And those with these. Okay. I like it. The bottom of the deck, you have the 6 of Cups. The 6 of Cups energy, this is all about past life energy. So I like this, that your higher self is, right? What? Yeah, he was enormous during time. So he knows, he knows what enormous is. That's not bad, but the 6 of Cups. So your higher self is like, bringing you this message of, and kind of like reiterating something else that was mentioned in your first reading about you are more than this one character. Me, your higher self. I am the true you. I am the actor behind this character. You connect with me. I am you. I'm the witnesser of your life through you. So I am you. When you're thinking about your life and looking at things, that's me. That's us, you know, feeling that and seeing that. But your character, Supernova, is also a part of me. It's like all finger puppets on all the hands. You're a finger puppet, but you're a part of. It's more like, you're drawn on the finger. You're not like a puppet that's attached. You are a creation. How people do like the little eyes and the mouth and the smiley. Hello, that's us. And but you're one of many, 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 many lifetimes. So don't take life so seriously, and look at life as an adventure, and that you have all the time. There's no rush, but there's also no reason to hold back either. It's like, don't fear, like the procrastination and that. Don't fear. You don't have to fear. You came down to experience fear, so do it, but you don't have to. You can step forward in this life. You're so much more than this human character. And you're so much more stronger than you can ever imagine. Even underneath that, you've got your Leo strength card energy showing the combination. And that's so great because that infinity symbol, normally there's a maiden on there, and that's your higher self. And the lion is normally our human self. But here, I love the way that they combine and they're showing that we are one. So I love that message from your higher self. Yeah. So they've also been working, your higher self is working on your behalf. And the tower card is like, I remove things out of your life that no longer serve you. The 7 of Wands is about you shining bright and not dimming your light, but you being brought out. It's like this lifetime, because of your Leo energy and your birth chart, you're not, here to be a hermit. You're not here to hide. You're not here to be hidden. You're designed to be out on stage, to be out in front of people. That's part of your makeup. It's part of your just your nature. You want to do this. You want to be seen. You want to perform. You want to be able to help. And so they are removing obstacles out of the way to help you move forward. So if the human doesn't do it, the higher self will. So they're like, don't you worry, I'm going to keep us on track for what we wanted to experience in this lifetime. So, um, you can listen to me, and we can, your higher self, not me. Listen to your higher self, and do these things, because that's what the Tower card is. We can listen to spirit, and we can hear the countdown of the lightning strike about to hit something and remove it out of our life. And we can go, oh, I can just, usually on the Tower card, there's someone leaping out. and there's someone getting blasted out. We can leap out before the lightning strike hits because we're listening to spirit and we're paying attention and we're taking action. Or the eventually 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then we get blasted out, but the thing gets removed out of our life, right? Team Rocket. So I like that they're saying that for you. Yeah, and the Two of Cups, we have this deep relationship. The Two of Cups is about realizing um, that you can communicate with them and you can have this very tight relationship with them because it is you, but it's a different awareness. It's a different frequency of who we are. But it's like having an inner child that we can talk with. We also have a higher self we can talk with, and a future self, and other inner children, an emotional one, a mental one. And you can do automatic writing where you just sit with your journal and you ask them a question and you just write down what you feel is coming from them. And then you can reread it later and see, does that feel like it's coming from your higher self? And it can have this kind of relationship. And I like that they're saying that with that. You have the movement of cups, the Knight of Cups. This is referring us back that, the entire journey, like in the beginning, is the search for self-love, and your higher self is like, I'm the one that gives that to you. So when you're tired of looking out there, you can always turn inward and upward to me. I help fill that chalice, that cup of who you are. The love you're searching for is your higher self. It is because they're made of unconditional love. They can give you all that unconditional love. It comes back to that, um, the strength card, that they're the ones. Usually it shows like them opening the lion's mouth. I like some of my favorite strength cards in some tarot decks is the higher self hugging the lion. And it's like, yep, they're giving us the love that we're looking for. Yeah. And this empowerment, I like this Eight of Cups because they're telling you that you can walk away from any emotion, any relationship that doesn't serve you. Because that Ace of Cups is what fills up all your cups, right? And the Emperor energy is also that um, they, they're not, you're not a puppet on strings with them. They're experiencing life through this character that you are, but you hold the power. You're the emperor of this life. They're like your advisor, the really intelligent, smart advisor, along with Kurt and all the other, he's up there. Um, Kurt is with all of your spiritual posse, but your higher self is right in the middle of all your spiritual posse. They're up there, and then we're an extension of them experiencing this life and other lifetimes as well right now at the same time. But we're your one expression and you get to choose. And that's the whole thing that they're putting in here is you are the one that has the power of choice. What do you want to focus on? Where do you want to go? You have that ability. So I like that. Um yeah. So we've got the Hermit card, which is, alone time is good to connect with your higher self. That's them there. The Star card, whenever the Hermit has the lantern, the little star inside the lantern is your higher self. That's me. I'll guide your path. Um, and the conflict that you have with the Five of Swords and the Seven of Swords, the conflict between the head and the heart, and the conflict of this small t truths that keep you blinded and bound and trapped and restricted from moving forward. I bring those circumstances forward for you to be able to see that um, they exist so that you could transform and free yourself from it. I don't bring them up to torture you. I bring them up for you to be able to transform them, question them, and release them. So as these triggers arise, as these fears and these thoughts arise, realize they're not coming up just to go, look what you have. They're coming up for you to go, oh, why do I fear this? I don't need to fear this. I'm a powerful supernatural. Remember who you really are. You're me, right? Um, and then you can be set free. Again, the truth will set you free, right? The higher truth. So I love that. And then let's see what your fortune cookie is here. And you've got 4444 blessings in disguise. Yes, they bring you so many blessings in disguise. There might be some difficulties ahead, right? That's 5 of swords, 7 of swords, but you will push through. You got this. If you've been struggling or feeling lost, the winds of change will blow in your favor if you've been suffering or feeling lost. Some things may fall apart, that's the tower, but you're building the framework for something much better. Hang in there. I like that. What a great message from your higher self. All right. You're welcome, Gemini. Oh, I'm so glad. All right. And then number 4, supernova. So, what does Kurt want you to understand to know about yourself for the road ahead of you? Or even your dreams, you feel you've lost sight of them. And I just was saying, if you feel lost, and why is it that my dreams and life purpose are seemingly entangled? Oh, okay. So let's take a look here. Talk about the dreams, the dreams, the dreams. All right. We'll see if the 5 of cups comes up because that's your dream. That's the card that represents your dream. So we'll find out. All right. Yeah, you're exactly right. You're like that little flower that grows in the middle of the rocks, right? How is it doing it? Because it's powerful. Right. The bottom of the deck, you do have the 8 of Wands here. The 8 of Wands is this a lot of messages from spirit, a lot of signs from spirit. You got a great support group, of course, that we've talked about this whole time, but they are guiding you and nudging you towards your dream and bringing you a lot of messages, a lot of synchronicities. And so they will guide you and they will, show you a lot of different ways. It's just about being in the moment and being still, connecting with your heart, right? Um, so, it is interesting because your big question is, um, because you wanted to know about, because you've felt like you've lost sight of your dreams, and you have, for a moment, because um, you weren't looking higher from your heart. You went into all of this world experience, right? And that's what happens. We do get distracted by the fears and the lower vibration things of the outside world. And so what we do is we put a lot of reminders all around us. Put visual reminders, like reminders on your phone, alarms that go off, whatever we can do to um, you know bring us back and go, "Oh, that's right, that's right, that's right," because it's a giant amusement park full of fear rides that will take us out there and distract us, right? Yeah. Yeah, right? Your name is like a flower. So, um, so they're saying here that and they keep bringing you back with these messages, right? They give you synchronicities, they keep bringing you back, keep bringing you back. And but there's no judgment, there's no, it's about being gentle with yourself. When we get distracted, we don't like beat ourselves up because all that does is keep us in that lower vibrational energy because judgment and beating ourselves up is lower vibration. When we realize, oh, okay, well, I got sidetracked. I went on this adventure. Now I'm back. I'm going to write about all this because realizing that everything we go through is our own experience. We learn and grow from it, but also now I'm able to help other people that have experienced it. And not that we wanna go do a bunch of stuff, like, "I'm gonna go murder someone so I can have a murderer understand, that they'll resonate with me because 'cause I'm also a murderer now." No, we don't do that, we don't go hurt other people or hurt ourselves to have experience, right? But when we happen to have things happen, we can understand that, that will help other people. A page out of my survival manual can be a page in someone else's survival manual too, because I'm able to give them, this is what I went through, how I got through it on the other side of it, right? So I like that. Let's see what else here. You got the Six of Pentacles. Yeah, this is that equal giving and receiving to others. You are receiving, and it's about giving. So it's not that you're just here. This I feel like is this. Here is your, because you talked about life purpose and your dream, how they interact. It's because they're one and the same. They're a reflection of one another, like this card here. And your dream is a reflection of your life purpose because like your heart recognizes what it wanted to do when it came down here, and that's why that appears as our dream for us. It's like I have this desire to do this, right? And that's the way it works, right? Our life purpose isn't like the creator going, here's a scroll, this is what you got to do down there while you're doing what you want to do. It's like it's not that at all, right? It's like we, whatever our wherever our joy takes us, where our heart wants to take us, is our purpose being expressed, right? So that's why it's like, well, it feels like it's intertwined. Well, it's because you have this desire. It's because that's why you wanted to come down here. There's not an extra purpose of this is the job you have to do be able to do the fun things you want in life too, right? So that's what they have there for you there. Yeah, he does refer to that, right? Yeah, you definitely do hear their messages in your head as well. All right. And then you have you have the devil card here, which is the Capricorn Saturn energy, the area of your work, and then the judgment card, the calling. I love that. I love that these two cards, because this the 10th house ruled by Capricorn, ruled by the planet Saturn, is the house of work. It's like what we do in our lives, what we live. And the judgment card is the calling card. That's the one that normally has the trumpet on it. Your calling is your work. There's not a difference. So I like that. And then you have the Spirit of Cups, which is the balance between head and heart. I like that. And underneath that, the Four of Swords. Yeah, peace of mind too. I just feel like there's this, a part of all this about living your dream. It's about getting to that balanced place where you feel like your mind and your heart are in equal balance. You're at a place of rest and you're not at this anxious place where, you're getting past all this, rough part of your life. You're going to have this place of balance in your future. And when you're there, you'll feel, instead of feeling like this giraffe where there's all this emotional confusion and you have fog around your eyes, you're going to have super clarity that's here like this. Like, see, he's coming out of the shrubs with this page of swords. So you'll have, and you're getting more and more clarity for all this. You're able to see that, right? Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. But this is a different type of rest. This is a natural rest, not a drug-induced rest. Alright, and then your final card here. Yeah, and you have the Innocence of Swords. So you got the Spirit of Swords, but here's that Innocence of Swords again. The truth will set you free. The higher truth, seeing things from a higher place, getting out of the human head and seeing those. And yeah, even got the Two of Cups. That relationship that you can have with the higher realms in each moment, as much as you can, will help you keep clarity and not be drug out into drugs. So I like these messages. So hopefully that helps. Your dream is to help others, and so that's what's coming in there, right? So let's take a look here. What's your angel number for this one here? Yeah, and it's good. It's a good step to take for yourself. Hey, you got one, two, three, four, taking a step at a time here, right? And it says, good luck. Spirit guides, progress. Uh, I think those are good. It says, you are on the right track. Someone from the other side has your back. Thanks, Kurt. Uh, and encourages you to try your best. You will succeed. Observe your surroundings and communicate clearly. Be sure that everything will fall. Um, it says, when things fall to pieces, things are falling into place. And I do feel that. I mean, I really, they've been saying a lot that rehab would be life transforming for you. And it's something that Kurt wish he would have done. But stubborn that he was, he took a different exit route, but that's why he's so adamant and such a support for you because you agreed. You were one of his spirit guides in his lifetime, and you were trying to get them to make different choices for their adventure, but there's different exit points that we have, and he chose that other exit point. And you're like, "All right, well, in this lifetime, don't you let me do what you did." And he's like, "All right, all right." So he's trying to, uh, say to do that. Yeah. Yeah. You guys have been in that group of souls, remember, from lifetime to lifetime, all these different lifetimes. So I like that. All right. Let's see. Where are we at on time here? Yeah, and, Guy and Pete, I see you're really wanting a message, and I appreciate that, and I wish I would, could jump ahead to you, but I do, have donations that get priority, and I honor that, and then everyone else that's before you, I do honor that too, so I will get to yours, later. I'm gonna leave in about 3 or 4 minutes to go spend some time with my Praying Mantis members and eat, and then I'll be back on, but I do go down in order. So I will get to yours today. It just might be in a couple hours. So hang in there, hang in there. And if you're wanting something in the meantime, please, I have a ton of free content on my main page. You can go over there and see if you can get messages from Spirit. Follow your gut, follow your heart. Spirit will guide you to a reading that could have some help for you there, some relief for you until we can get your reading. Okay. Okay. Thank you so much for understanding. My heart goes out to you. I know we have like, I need help right now. And I'm like, but I want to respect everyone and everyone, that's patiently been waiting for a couple hours that will be waiting a little while longer, so I appreciate that. All right, everybody, I am going to be headed off here in a moment. So thank you for your patience here. I'm going to take some screenshots here. And like I said, I'll be spending about an hour or so, sometimes an hour and a half. We'll see what Spirit does here. And then I will be back and I will post when I come back for the second stream. I do put in the description box of the video the order in which the readings will be completed so you can kind of have an idea. And then I also, at the end, post a comment with the timestamps as well. So you can jump to your reading more easily as well if you come back after the live. All right. And let me scroll up. Whoops, that went really fast. All right, there we go. Okay, we got those. And all right, and the follow-up. Hey, you have Gemini. All right, I'll grab that there. Okay. And then I do have all of the ones that came through the Venmo and the PayPal and the CashApp. So I do have that as well. Amazing Grace. I do see yours came through there. And then Maria's. Let me grab those. Just want to make sure I have them all captured here. And I am so grateful for all the thumbs up and all the patience in getting to your guys' readings too. I know it takes me a while. to get through. Spirit gets chatty sometimes, a lot of times. But I love hearing from them too, so we're not gonna squash them, right? All right, thank you, Nova, for your additional question there. I'll grab that one too. All right. And then I will post here in a sec too the just the timestamps for the ones that I just did. But I will be back, and I'm so excited to hear what else Spirit has for us. So everyone will definitely get a message today. And in the meantime, like I said, you can check out any of the um, in the playlist down below. I've got all the playlists of new moon, full moon, all that kind of thing. So you can check any of those out. We got the equinox readings for each of the air signs, fire signs, split out by the element. So if you want to check those out and get some more information, please do so. It's all free. And I shall return. Oh, thank you, uh, Gemini. I'm glad you like the timestamps. I feel like they are helpful. I get a lot less. I can't find my reading, and I feel like a lot of people are coming back to actually find their reading, whereas before they're like, "Oh my god, a 6 hour." Like yesterday was like over a 6 hour session, and it's like I am not going to be able to find my reading in 6 hours. So that was kind of my inspiration, and then I'm like, it's not as hard as I thought it would be. It takes a little bit extra time, but I feel like it is worth it. So thank you for that. Because that makes me want to do it some more. All right. Thank you, Nova. I love you guys so much. And I will return. And of course, until then, remember every second of every day of our lives, we truly are eternally and unconditionally loved by the mother and the father of all things, our creator. And of course, I do love you guys too. So, till I see you again, hang in there. Remember, have fun because Spirit's been asking lately, why are we being so serious, right? All right. I love you guys. We'll see you soon.